Welcome, buddy. In this section, we are going to have a look at India's negotiation strategies in international regimes. The United Nations, World Trade Organization, International Monetary Funds, and Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So, India always try to defend the interest of developing countries, and India takes leading role in representing the interest of developing countries in international negotiations. Especially, it is true in the World Trade Organization, where India has been vocal critic of developed countries push for further trade liberalizations. India also often seeks special and differential treatment (SDT) for developing countries in international negotiations. This means that developing countries would be allowed to take measures that would not be allowed for developed countries, such as imposing tariffs and subsidies. And India is also adept at building coalition with other developing countries in international negotiations. This gives India a stronger voice in the negotiation and helps it to achieve its goals. India also increasingly using its economic power to influence international institutions, international negotiations. For example, India threatened to block the renewal of WTO's dispute settlement mechanism unless its concern about agriculture subsidies are addressed. And talking about specifically India's negotiation strategy with the international regimes like United Nations, WTO, International Monetary Fund, and Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So India has been a strong advocate for the interest of developing countries in the United Nations. It has played a leading role in the non-alignment movement and the group of 77, which are organizations of developing countries that work together to promote their interest in the international forum. And talking about WTO, so India has been a vocal critic of developing countries and the liberalization in the WTO. It has argued that these reforms would harm the interest of the developing countries, and India has also sought special and differential treatment for developing countries in WTO, such as longer transition periods for implementing new rules. For International Monetary Fund, India has been a member of IMF since 1947. It has remained supportive of the IMF work, but it has also criticized the IMF's lending policies, which is argued had sometimes been too harsh to developing countries. We're talking about Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. India is a member of IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is leading international body for the assessment of climate change. India has been a strong advocate for developing countries in the IPCC negotiations. It has argued that developing countries should take a lead in addressing climate change. The developing countries should be allowed to continue to develop without being penalized for their emissions. Our strategies, our negotiations have evolved ever, and time as its role in global economy has grown. India is now a major player in the global economy, and its views and interests are taken into account in international negotiations. So we can say that India's negotiation strategies reflect a balance between safeguarding its national interest and contributing to global cooperation. From UN peacekeeping to WTO negotiations, India's approach showcases its commitment to development, sovereignty, and responsible global citizenship. India engaged in climate change negotiations to balance environmental protection with environmental development needs. For example, in the Paris Agreement, India has determined contributions in the NDCs. Under the Paris Agreement reflects its commitment to low carbon development while addressing poverty and energy security, and India's efforts to scale up renewable energy. Sources such as solar power align with its climate negotiations goals. And India engaged in IMF negotiations to ensure balanced economic policies, development financing, representation of developing nations, India seek IMF support during financial crisis to stabilize its economy and then maintain physical and monetary stability. And India does an IMF negotiations and some management. While in WTO, India's focus on protection its agriculture and industrial sectors, ensuring food security and safeguarding the interest of developing nations. And for example, in Doha Development Round, India's negotiating stance in the Doha round emphasizes development and the major importance of safeguarding the livelihood of farmers in developing countries. And India's negotiation on the trade facilitation agreement aim to balance trade facilitation with developing countries' concerns. India emphasizes diplomacy, multilateralism, and principles of sovereignty with United Nations, non-interference, and peaceful resolution of conflicts. And India is one of the largest contribution of troops to UN peacekeeping missions, showcasing its commitment to global peace and security. And India advocates for the reform of UN Permanent Security Council that reflects contemporary global priorities, aiming to rescue a permanent seat. So, I think this is very much in brief we discussed about this. Is my voice coming or not? This is very much discussed about this. Am I audible or not? Or it is just the voice of the fan just coming? Is my voice coming or not? This is very much discussed about this. Am I audible or not? Or it is just the voice of the fan just coming? Is my voice coming or not?